Ever had one of those days where you grind through a 10-hour shift, finally crash on the couch, check your bank balance, and still wonder why you're broke? You're not the only one. You've played by the rules. Showed up early. Took on the extra shifts. Skipped the little luxuries. Yet your wallet still feels lighter than it should. One spontaneous Amazon order away from chaos. Here's the harsh truth: hard work alone doesn't equal wealth. If effort were enough, construction workers would be pulling up in Lambos. But reality doesn't work that way. The game is about more than hustle, it's about strategy. Most people are caught in a loop. Earn money. Pay bills. Treat yourself a bit. Then do it all over again. It feels productive, but it's a treadmill going nowhere. That's not how wealth is built, that's survival dressed up as progress. We're often taught to focus on how much we make, but not on how much we keep or grow. You could be earning 6 figures and still be one bad decision from overdraft. It's not about income, it's about what you do with it. Take 2 people. One makes $150,000 but spends nearly all of it. Another earns $50,000, lives lean, and invests consistently. Guess who builds wealth? Spoiler, it's not the one driving a leased luxury car. Even if you're saving money, it might not be doing anything for you. Parking your cash in a savings account that earns practically nothing while inflation rises? That's just letting your money nap while the world moves on. Smart money works. It compounds. It grows. Putting it into broad market index funds or automated investments is how you give your future a fighting chance. Saving feels safe, but it won't multiply your wealth. Investing does. But even with money habits in place, the real shift begins in how you think. Most people were trained to be employees, to trade time for money, to follow instructions, to retire at 65 and hope for the best. That's not wealth building. That's economic survival. True wealth comes from ownership. Owning assets, businesses, systems, things that make money while you sleep. Because trading hours for dollars has a ceiling. Ownership doesn't. You can only scale effort so much, but value can be multiplied infinitely. Whether it's a side hustle, a book, an online course, or your personal brand, if you're not building something that works for you, you'll always be working for it. Even if you build something amazing, you still need to sell it. And here's where most people stumble. They think sales are slimy. But selling is everywhere. Interviews, dates, presentations, it's all sales. The difference between people who rise fast and those who stay stuck is often their ability to clearly communicate their value. Avoiding sales doesn't protect you, it limits you. If you can't share your ideas, your vision, or your worth, you'll stay invisible. Selling is just another word for showing others why what you bring to the table matters. Still, many people stop learning once the workday ends. Binging social media or Netflix is easy. But learning? That's what changes the game. Reading, podcasts, courses, that's where breakthroughs come from. Your brain is your best investment, inflation-proof, theft-proof, and upgradable. And the people you surround yourself with? They matter more than you think. If you're around folks who mock your ambition, don't believe in investing, or spend every weekend partying on borrowed money, that mindset rubs off. Growth requires a room that talks about possibilities, not just problems. Even when you're on the right track, there's a trap that catches a lot of people, rewarding yourself too early. You hit a small win, feel proud, and suddenly you're spending like you hit the jackpot. That's not wealth building, that's lifestyle inflation. Every raise becomes an excuse to upgrade instead of invest. Real wealth comes from patience and discipline. It's not about depriving yourself, it's about knowing when to delay gratification for something bigger down the line. If billionaires are cautious with spending, maybe we should be too. Let's be real, the whole system wasn't exactly built in your favor. The wealthy learn the rules early, how taxes work, how to use leverage, how to make systems serve them. Most others are taught to obey, to stay in line, to play it safe. The truth? The game isn't broken. It just wasn't built for everyone to win equally. But here's the toughest truth of all, maybe you don't really believe you can be wealthy. Not the version you post online. Not the affirmations. I'm talking about the quiet belief deep down. The voice that says, people like me don't get rich. That belief is a trap, and it's probably been with you for years. What we believe becomes how we behave. And most of us inherited beliefs that were meant to keep us safe, not successful. Things like money doesn't grow on trees, or rich people are greedy. These ideas become our identity, even if we don't realize it. But beliefs can change. You can rewrite them. You can install a new story, one where you're not stuck in a cycle, but building something powerful. Because wealth doesn't come to those with perfect resumes or perfect timing. It comes to people who decide to stop asking for permission and start building without apology. So maybe the real reason you're not rich isn't effort, timing, or even luck. Maybe it's because you haven't fully believed you can be. Now's your moment. Not tomorrow. Not next year. Right now. Because no one's going to believe in your future if you don't believe in it first.